Yo, how's it going, guys? KPR here bringing us another video, and today I'm going to do it on the overclocks for the field upgrades. I'm going to be ranking all of them, and once more, there are 9 field upgrades, and they have added, actually, 3 more, I want to say, or was it 2 more? Might have been 2 more with the tactical insertion and the morphine injector, and those 2 actually aren't bad at all, because the tactical insertion plays like the old ones from BO2, while the morphine injector is actually much better than I remembered it. I don't know if they changed it somehow, but it definitely is way better than last game. I probably would have done another video on them, those 2 specifically. I don't know if I will, but we'll see in the future. But yeah, I was surprised when they came out with a few new things. The thing that sucks about them is that none of them have overclocks. So the score streaks they added, tactical, lethal, and the field upgrades, none of them have any overclocks, which kind of sucks, but hopefully they add some in the future. Moving on with the field equipment, there are 10 in total, therefore there will be 20 overclocks. They don't always buff each one by a lot. The tier list somewhat stays the same, but the worst one for sure, even with overclocks, is the active camo. The 2 overclocks that you have are to make it last longer, or after firing you're going to be cloaked again. However, after firing it takes way too long. I think it's 5 to 6 seconds to actually be cloaked again. So it's like, dog, most of the time you're gonna keep firing, and there will be those rare moments where, yeah, I might have saved you, but other than that, I don't really think this is useful. And in very rare situations will it actually help out. I would say the game mode it might help out the most in is search and destroy, which I don't play too much just because I never really liked search and destroy. The one I did prefer was search and rescue, cyber attack from time to time, but I only played that in Modern Warfare 2019. Other than that, I haven't really touched it. But yeah, I've used active camo so much. I was trying to make it work for so long, and I actually permanently unlocked it when I first prestige. I barely went to prestige 2 recently just because I was trying to get these videos out, and I was like, you know what, I'll just prestige right now. But yeah, it's insanely bad, the active camo. I wouldn't recommend using it. I made the mistake by making it my permanent unlock, so each time I go to my field upgrades, I just see it right there. So yep, definitely high D tier at most, and I feel like I'm highballing it. Moving on to number 9, we have the fear trap. I accidentally called it something else. I forgot what I called it, but yeah, it's a fear trap. The 2 overclocks for it are distilled compound, which makes it so the fear trap air or gas stays out longer, and I believe it has a bigger area of effect, but I could be wrong. Nope, just the duration. Huh, well, ain't that something. And acidic compound, it makes it so you actually do damage with it, and on God, the fear trap actually has a pretty good radius already, so you can cover the front half of the room in Nuketown if you're trying to hold the hard point or want to be a camping rat. So that's the only 2 situations I see it in. I usually like putting it around points like the hard point, or in domination, put it in the B spot. I actually have gotten quite a few kills with the fear trap. I was pleasantly surprised, and it distracts enemies fairly well. At the very beginning, I feel like most people were surprised by that, and it was actually confusing quite a few. The good thing about it though, either ways, is the area of effect. I would say that's the best quality of it. So getting the tick damage isn't horrible, but they can destroy the fear trap as the gas is coming out, so just be careful with that, especially if they are spamming grenades. It means that your fear trap may be useless, and that's why I feel like it's barely above D, so it's like C minus, like the bare minimum of C minus. It is still not that good. I was using it for a while because I was like, dude, this is kind of cool. I like the concept of it, but in execution, it's like not the greatest at all. It can definitely disorientate enemies though, and you better run task mask because it's going to get you as well. Like I mentioned already, the area effect's just insanely huge. But let me know if you guys think this should have been the lowest one still. I personally think it's way better than the active camo. Moving on to number 8, we have the deploy pod. The 2 overclocks for them are quick launcher, which drones are launched much faster, and radar link. Leave a minimap icon at each drone's explosion. So they're both not really that good. It's still just the same tier. I thought it would have like, oh, faster charge rate, which it really fucking needs. Like, holy crap, it takes way too long to just get one of these field upgrades. That's why they're also so low. Like the active camo just takes way too long to get. Even though you're popping off and stuff like that, it does not matter. And I have, for this gameplay, gearhead, which makes it charge much faster, and I also have it for the drone pod. It doesn't charge as fast as I want it to. Kind of sucks, but oh well. But yeah, hopefully they do some other types of buff to them, because it will hit every enemy you see. Like, yeah, the faster launching can be somewhat useful, but in most situations it's not going to do much, and it's way too easily destroyable. I don't know why they made it so weak. Granted, it is the first field equipment you unlock, so maybe that's why they did it like that. But no, the drone pod, you use it, you're kind of wasting a slot for yourself. I would say this is also at C-. Even with the overclocks, you can take them if you want to, but it's not really going to help you out in most situations. I have also noticed that the enemy drone pods have gotten a bit slower in a way. Like, I'm able to easily dodge them now. Like, I see it coming my way, like it's literally 5 feet away from me or 5 meters in game, and then I just run back and boom, I'm really far away from it, and it takes forever to just track me down again, but it blows up beforehand. So yeah, just an insanely useless field equipment. Moving on to number 7, we have Echo Unit. The 2 overclocks for it are Efficiency Battery, which faster charge time, and Proximity Flash, which the hologram brightly flashes when enemies come near, stunning them, which I actually like running. I thought this wasn't going to be a good field equipment, but then I read a bit more on it and I was like, oh shoot, this can help you capture points. That's insanely useful. I can put this around corners in order to get enemies and be flashing them with the overclock. And yep, it really does do that. It's insanely useful. It saved me multiple times because the enemies are stunned a bit. I can't tell whether it stuns them or it flashes them because an enemy hasn't really killed me after they've been affected by my Echo Unit. And the cool thing about it too is that you get points for not only tricking them, but for also flashing them with the Echo Unit. So you're going to be able to be getting your streaks a bit faster than usual. This one, I would actually say it's probably a low B tier, just how useful it is. It being able to capture the point and stunning the enemies as they're trying to go in, like you can put it around a corner at the very edge of the point, or on B where the enemies can't really shoot in, they're going to be having a hard time and it's still going to be flashing them. It's just insanely useful. I still run it a bit for my main, but I did start trying out the new field equipment that they released, the attack and the morphine injection, just to see how they are. But the way I would suggest using the Echo Unit if you do have this overclock unlocked is by putting it down quite a few times and running it with Gearhead, because you're going to be getting it a lot. Like, I'm not even joking, even with Efficiency Battery, you don't need it at all. You don't need that one. You just need the stunning one because it's going to be way more useful. You already get the Echo Unit fast with Gearhead, so there's no point of running it. One thing I do want to mention though is that there is a bit of a bug with it where at times if you put the Echo Unit earlier than before like the point is there, it will not register the Echo Unit as being on point. So just be careful, make sure to only put it like this specifically for hardpoint. That should make that more clear, that it's not going to register that Echo Unit being on point. So make sure to place it once the hardpoint has opened up. Moving on to number 6, we have the Assault Pack. The 2 overclocks for it are Efficiency Battery, faster charge time. Some of the overclocks are going to be the same, forgot to mention that, my fault. And Lucky Ammo, which gives you additional score on kills. You can think of it as Doc's ammo pack when, or in BO4, my fault. So both of these are extremely useful, especially if you're actually trying to use your tacticals. I remember running this a lot in the beta because I wanted to use the point turret and actually unlock the overclocks for them, which I had to use these. It's easy to unlock both of the overclocks for these, which is what I like about it, and it doesn't take long at all to get the assault pack either. Now, I don't know if it's because it's popular or just because it's a pretty easy field equipment to use, but I've seen so many assault packs everywhere from both my teammates and the enemy team. The Lucky Ammo is actually pretty useful. I was taking the Efficiency Battery at first just because I wanted to keep getting the assault packs fast, but right now I'm using the Lucky Ammo just because you get, I think it's 25 additional score for it, so it's not too bad. And since I'm also using C4s, I was just spamming it and getting quite a few kills with my C4s. There really isn't too much to say about the assault pack. It's just really basic. You get ammo, tactical, and lethals from it. So yeah, just a pretty good field equipment to take. I would suggest running it for a bit in order to unlock those things. And it also helps out to unlock your lethal and tactical overclocks. So yeah, for the point turret, this was probably my saving grace. Even during the full release, I would say it helped me out a lot. So yeah, I would rank anywhere from B to high B tier, but high B tier is definitely highballing it, in my opinion. But let me know down in the comments if you guys think I'm right or wrong. Moving on to number 4, we have the Squad Link. The 2 overclocks for the Squad Link are Frequency Booster, which expands the area of effect, and Command Relay, which doubles the score you earn from your squad links. Honestly, the area of effect is already pretty good, but I prefer taking that one just because the Command Relay can be useful, but sometimes it doesn't feel like there's too much of a difference just because your teammates may not be running through that squad link. Granted, it does have to do with you putting it somewhere useful for them, and I don't always put it in the best spot, I will admit that, but since I'm playing Nuketown, I feel like I should have probably been doing that. When teammates run through your squad link, it'll also give you points. They give you 5, I believe, and therefore if you take the Command Relay, it'll give you 10. So this is a pretty easy way to be unlocking your score streaks and be getting overclocks for them. So my dumbass actually forgot to actually research a bit more on the squad link. I do like taking it as well, and I use it quite a lot for my point turrets and the I forgot what the drone was called, but the tactical drone that destroys a bunch of streaks. So yeah, I really take it a lot for that reason, and I also like how it actually shows enemies on the small squad link that you have, or it's actually pretty decent radius. So that's just the insanely useful part about it as well. And it doesn't only show it to you like the sensor grenade does, where you have to unlock the overclock in order for the teammates to see it. It actually shows it to everyone. I've noticed this when my teammates have the squad link field equipment. I'll see them on the mini map. I'm like, oh dude, that's pretty useful, and it shows which direction they're going in, so you can somewhat make an educated guess of where they're going to be coming from. This is my favorite field equipment to take for sure, but it is not the best one, so I will not put it up there. There are definitely way better options that are just so overpowered still, which I'm surprised they haven't really gotten a real nerf to. But I have noticed for my squad link that my turret will be doing a bit more damage, I would say, or shooting a bit faster. It's one of those two things, and sometimes I don't even have the fast fire rate mode on. So I would say with the overclocks on, this is definitely a high B tier field equipment to take. Moving on to number 3, we have the Scrambler. The two overclocks for the Scrambler are Signal Amplifier, which expands the area of effect, and Motion Sensor, which periodically reveals position of enemies in the area of effect. Now, some of you may be wondering, why am I not putting this higher than why am I putting this higher than the squad link? Because the squad link already does that without that overclock. But the main reason is because people are taking a lot of HKDs in the lobbies I'm running in, and the Scrambler just nerfs them, not nerfs them, but counters them insanely well. Anytime they get into the radius of effect, they will be disabled. They won't be able to be used. It's as if they're EMP'd, can't move, so it's going to be easy to get rid of them. And you can put multiple Scramblers at a time, so you can literally have them on both sides with the expanded area of effect. That's the one I take because of the HKDs. It also messes a lot with the tacticals or lethals that the enemies throw out, and you'll get quite a bit of score for it as well. But yeah, the Scrambler is definitely a pretty good field equipment to take, especially when the enemy teams are just constantly getting streaks. You can mess up their UAVs, harps, counter UAVs you can't do because, you know, you're not really scrambling that. But other than that, the Scrambler is just insanely useful field equipment. I would suggest taking it, especially if you see enemies having a lot of streaks. Take it with the Hunter bot, I believe that's what it's called, and you'll be getting quite a bit of score for it. But do not take the what was it called? Periodically reveal the enemy team. That one's not really that useful. If you're going to be taking that, you might as well just be taking the squad link instead. So the tier that I would put the Scrambler in with the overclocks on is a high A tier. Almost breaks into the S tier, but there are 3 more field equipment that are better than it. Moving on to number 3, we have the trophy system. The overclocks for them are high efficient battery, which also faster charge time, and tighter packing, which has 2 explosive charge ammo. So it can take 2 more projectiles essentially. I believe that it destroys 3 naturally. I'm really confused about it still, because sometimes I see someone without an overclock destroy 3 projectiles and then other times 2. So yeah, it's just kind of confusing whether you can destroy 4 or 5 projectiles with the tighter packing, which is insanely useful in my opinion. I would say this is a almost S tier as well, but definitely a bit higher than the Scrambler. It is A plus tier for sure. The spamming of projectiles is insanely problematic in this game, so having the trophy system is really useful. Without the overclocks, the Scrambler would be ahead of it, like I mentioned already in my other video, but since it has the overclocks, you can get it much faster. You get the trophy system fast already, so I wouldn't suggest taking that one, but if you feel like that might be a bit more useful for you, then yeah, go ahead and take it. It's not a bad one to take either ways, but I prefer the tighter packing just because it's going to be able to consume more projectiles at once. But yeah, there really isn't too much to say about the trophy system. I like running it. It screws over the enemy team a lot, especially if I'm trying to capture some points. They won't be able to spam at me for long. On God, if I'm highballing it, I would put this as S tier, but there are just a few things dragging it back with them being a lot of grenades. You can't really predict how many they're going to be throwing out at you, so a trophy system can only defend against 4 or 5 of them, and it's going to end probably after the third person spammed both of his tacticals or grenades. Another thing to note is that I don't know if the Scrambler actually affects the trophy system, because the Scrambler does not affect another Scrambler, and sometimes it doesn't affect another fear trap. So it's kind of confusing what the Scrambler will affect and what it won't affect. So keep that in mind. If you see that your trophy system got scrambled, then oof, that sucks, and then other times it won't get scrambled. Moving on to number 2, we have the Blackhat. The 2 overclocks for the Blackhat are Advanced Algorithm, which reduces the duration it takes to disrupt enemy gadgets, and Transmission Boost, it enables the Blackhat to target through walls. It really depends what score streaks they have in order for me to take the overclock, but usually I'd be taking the one to hack much faster, just because sometimes they'll have a VTOL or an attack chopper that will attack me a bit fast, so I gotta make sure I have that other one on. But the target through walls is pretty useful as well, because you could just be hiding around a corner, getting some of their streaks, like the dog. That one can be annoying to deal with sometimes, just because it'll target you right away. And if you have the one through walls, you'll be able to just deal with it much faster. The good thing about the Blackhat is that you're also able to disrupt enemies, but like I mentioned already, I don't know what it necessarily does, but it feels like it might screw with them like the EMP doesn't really let them use much of their items. Sometimes I'll pair this up with the Hunter bot because they'll be having a lot of streaks and not able to destroy all of them just with those two Hunter bots. It will destroy quite a few, and the Hunter bots also have the tendency to target the same thing if it's still up, which is really annoying, and I hope they fix it soon. But other than that, the Blackhat can be insanely useful just to be disrupting the enemies, taking down all their streaks to make sure that you are able to take back points or just take the lead in general. This Blackhat with the Overclocks is insanely useful, and I would say it's S tier for sure. Moving on to number 1, I'm sure all of you knew what it was going to be, but it's the mute field. The Overclocks for the mute field are auxiliary power node, which increases the active duration of the mute field, and null signature, which makes it so you remain off enemy minimaps when firing an unsuppressed weapon. So yeah, basically makes your weapon suppressed. And those are just insanely useful ones. The mute field is definitely an S plus field equipment now. Due to that, you can either choose between taking a much longer duration, or if you're not running a silencer, to make sure you stay off all the minimaps, since the mute field gives you 3 perks: Ghost, Ninja, and Cold-Blooded, and they're just extremely useful since it'll keep you off the minimap, enemies won't hear you coming, and none of the streaks will target you. And if you decide to take null signature because your weapon is unsuppressed, you will be almost unstoppable. This is probably such a god tier field equipment for search and destroy. I haven't seen too many people running this because, well, one, I'm mainly using what's it called? I'm using stuff that can almost instant kill them most of the time, so I can't really tell when I murk them while they're using mute field. But when I was using it, it was just so useful. I was able to get kills so easily with it, and the duration of it's already pretty long, and you refresh sometime on kill as well. I feel like the increased duration might be a bit of overkill, but I don't know how much it increases it by. But that's all I really gotta say about the mute field. It is just the best field equipment in the game right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if it gets nerfed soon, just because it giving you 3 perks just makes it OP. If it was just that, even if it didn't make it so your weapon was unsuppressed or stuff like that, it's just so overpowered. It's like Dead Silence, but a way better version. Anyways, my dudes, that's all I really wanted to talk about. Just go over the overclocks because I did mention I was going to do that. Sorry it took me so long. I was just recording a few more clips. But let me know what you guys think about the tier list in the comments. I'll probably honestly release it at night just because, yeah, I'm just taking way too long with it. But anyways, my dudes, I'll probably be making another video about some of the new field equipment that they added, and like, well, almost all the new items that they added, and also about the crossbow because I kind of like it and I kind of don't at the same time. So we'll see. But hopefully the match is going much better for you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you guys are enjoying the content, please subscribe. With that being said, have a good day and stay safe. Later.